A single father cares for his bedridden daughter wholeheartedly for more than 30 years. We revisit Mexico a year after it was struck by an earthquake to see how the residents are coping. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, an elderly father, Shi Shulian, is 72 years old, and he has devoted much of his life to caring for his bedridden daughter. Despite numerous hardships and the challenges of his growing age, he still remains devoted to her care. Let's take a look.
Ya-Ting is 31 years old. That year, she got pneumonia and the fever went to her head and damaged her brain. Her bones are soft, and this is why she is bent like this. She can't sit. If you lift her up, she will fall forward. There are fewer people now, only me and her. My wife has been dead for more than 10 years. Now my job is to take care of her. I have to carry her like this. You can't do it another way. Okay, just like this. I have to have this special technique to see if she swallows. You can't feed her all at once. If we keep talking like this about her, she will soon become angry. She has the face of an adult, but her temperament is still that of a child.
When I first came, I thought she was a baby, but when her father told me her age, I was really impressed. He never gave up.
Sometimes when parents give birth to a child with problems, they may abandon the child. But he never did this. He took care of her for 30 years. He's not just a father, but a super father and mother together in one person.
I am taking her to pray. Bless Ya-Ting and help her grow up. Mazu, please bless Ya-Ting and let her grow. Okay, that's enough. Let's go home now.
In Kaohsiung, Taiwan, 65-year-old Jiang Xiangzhi retired from his job as a security guard. Now he cares for his younger son, who suffers from cerebral palsy due to premature delivery. Besides this duty, Mr. Jiang also helps around the house. His selfless devotion has inspired many people.
Helping a child with cerebral palsy brush teeth is not an easy task. Besides brushing his younger son's teeth, Jiang Xiangzhi has to wash the towel 3 to 4 times. Last but not least, he still has something to do.
I cannot wipe his teeth from the very beginning. I have to brush them before wiping. After this, I will smell to check whether there is any odor to ensure it's clean.
After retiring from the military, Mr. Jiang served as a security guard. He shows tenderness to his family. Mr. Jiang's older son, who is able to skillfully cut food, is always there to accompany him to care for the younger son.
After my dad comes back from work, he not only helps care for my younger brother, but also does household chores. He is not like the father in an ordinary family who always sits there to watch TV after getting off work.
He's very nice to his father. He often cooks at home for his father. I thought he was nice when I first met him.
This credit should be attributed to my family.
Having learned from his father's selfless giving, Mr. Zhang's older son vows to shoulder the responsibility to take care of his younger brother.
Kiribati, an island country in the Pacific Ocean, has diplomatic relations with Taiwan. The annual prevalence of cleft palate in the country is 1 out of every 600 people. Due to its lack of medical resources, it can only rely on foreign medical teams to provide assistance. Currently, 2 out of 3 children have successfully undergone the surgery in Taiwan. Before they returned to their country, a special party was held to celebrate the occasion.
Cutting a cake helps them celebrate rebirth. 2 children have recovered after undergoing 2 surgeries for cleft palate.
Besides surgeons, we also need the help from anesthesiologists, dentists, and nurses, the entire medical team.
We also want to thank McKay Memorial Hospital. I think our collaboration with them is really a good model. Since Chang'an Memorial Hospital provides the best medical service for patients with cranial and facial issues, no one had an opinion on which hospital to choose.
Kiribati is about 9,000 kilometers away from Taiwan. Each year, 2 to 3 newborns suffer from cleft palate. Since the country has long lacked medical resources, it can only rely on medical services from other countries.
Because we don't have the equipment and the facilities to do that. Now, with this miracle, they're able to live normal lives.
After returning home from the first surgery last year, the child's elder brother could not recognize him. He said it was absolutely not his younger brother. We can see that this is a big contrast.
With the love and compassion from both medical teams and Tzu Chi, the 2 children's families can now show bright smiles on their faces.
In Taiwan, Peng Shenyuan is a librarian of the National Yangming University. He has a strong memory, as he's able to find books within a few minutes based on a book list. In addition, he's also an outstanding athlete who won many medals in Special Olympics. However, very few people know that he's actually a patient with autism. He always shows his passion for work and has obtained recognition from many people.
盛元，可以请你帮我找这些书吗？
可以，在中文区。
Peng Shenyuan is a librarian who has a strong memory. He only needs to spend 3 hours organizing the collection of more than 200 books. However, very few people know that he is actually a patient with autism. In the beginning, he had difficulties looking for a job. It was not until he became a librarian that his abilities start to be valued.
One of my colleagues likes to take wedding dress photos in our library because I organize the bookshelves very neatly each time. The staff of her team thought that it was because we knew there were guests visiting the library that we purposely arranged the books, but actually, it's me who put the books in an orderly fashion each time.
Putting on gloves and arranging every book properly, Mr. Peng, who works in the library for nearly 10 years, has cultivated good skills of managing bookshelves. However, when he first came to serve, he received complaints several times because he would mutter to himself unconsciously.
When students first enter our school, if they did not understand Shenyuan's condition, they might feel a little strange. They were wondering why he was stuttering to himself in such a quiet library. However, after the explanation by the library, most of the teachers and students were able to support and accommodate him.
Besides being recognized by his colleagues and classmates, he was also honored by the Taipei City government as this year's Excellence Laborer with Disabilities.
In the aftermath of the massive earthquake in Indonesia, City Foundation has dispatched volunteers and team members to travel to the hardest hit areas to provide help. There have been fundraising campaigns in different parts of the world as well. In the Philippines, different fundraising campaigns have been held, recalling how Indonesians helped the Philippines when Typhoon Haiyan struck in 2013. People in the Philippines made generous donations and prayed for the earthquake-affected residents.
We are raising funds to help the earthquake-affected residents in Indonesia. When we were struck with Typhoon Haiyan, they've also provided much help to us.
Everyone takes these words to heart. They can still recall that back in 2013, in the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan, Indonesians offered help and friendship.
Regardless of the amounts donated, everyone is doing his share to help the affected residents in Indonesia. We hope they can get back on their own 2 feet soon.
At the Jingsi Hall in the Philippines, volunteers and staff members made donations, delivering their best wishes for the affected residents in Indonesia.
Every penny we donate comes with our sincere best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you. As people in the Philippines make donations to help the affected residents in Indonesia, they also pray that the quake survivors can get through the tough times soon. On September 19th in 2017, a massive earthquake struck Mexico, causing death and casualties and the destruction of many houses. The government has provided subsidies to the affected residents, but not everyone's eligible to claim such subsidies. A year has passed, and many families are still staying in tents, relying on the help of charity organizations. Here's our report. The massive earthquake struck quickly, and the residents had to run for their lives.
When the earthquake struck on September 19th last year, in just 2 minutes, we lost our home. In fact, all the houses were destroyed.
The residents' homes were destroyed, and a year later, the disaster scenes can still be seen.
¿Cómo es la situación ahorita?
Ahorita muy mal.
Muy mala. ¿Todavía no construye nueva?
No.
No.
A year has passed, and we are still renting a house. It is because our house is still under repairs, and it is uninhabitable.
After the earthquake struck, houses collapsed, and in Mexico, the government has provided house rent subsidies for 3 months. However, in Morelos, which was devastated, the government provided 120,000 pesos to each family, regardless of the number of people. It is equivalent to $6,490. Alta Gracia and her family of 8 did not receive government subsidies. They could only stay in a tent on the roadside. It is dark and stuffy inside. The construction of her new house has started, but a year later, the cement and bricks can still be seen.
Our home is gradually rebuilding, but there is not running water, electricity, windows, or doors. On top of that, we have financial difficulties. Regardless of the situation, life still goes on.
As the disaster zone rebuilds, the government also wants to revive the economy. After the quake, the government spent nearly $2.1 billion to rebuild the disaster areas. It also wants to revive the economy with tourism. However, this church, with 500 years of history, was heavily damaged by the earthquake.
The key of the reconstruction is that it goes in stages. We first assess the damages and then estimate how much time is needed to rebuild.
The speed of reconstruction cannot meet people's expectations. Some people say that due to the presidential election in May, there has been a change of political parties. Therefore, people could only wait for the new government to solve the problems.
Currently, about 50% of the houses have been rebuilt. The construction speed is very slow because the government was not ready to face such a disaster.
Although there's the budget for resources, the administration's efficiency is less than ideal. The resources donated by many NGOs have not been delivered to the affected residents.
The government has sought out help from charity organizations.
How many buildings here destroyed, you know?
It's all the street.
Tzu Chi Foundation has dispatched volunteers to assess damages and distributed prepaid debit cards.
When the quake took place a year ago, you contacted us and provided assistance to us.
By the end of September last year, we already knew that you are supporting all the affected residents. That is how we learned about Tzu Chi. When the volunteers assessed quake damages, they invited us to go look at the conditions of our damaged houses.
Tzu Chi volunteers provide continuous care. They build up a close relationship with the residents. They will continue to accompany the residents as they rebuild their homes and lives. Julia and her husband moved to California searching for the ultimate American dream. Just when things were going smoothly, a terrible life incident happened. Her husband ended up passing away, leaving her and the children behind. She fell into deep depression and was full of despair. Thankfully, local Tzu Chi volunteers were there to help her walk out of the shadows and into doing good deeds for others who were less fortunate than her.
My name is Julia Flore. I'm originally from Guerrero, and now I live here in Corrales, California. Why did we leave Mexico? We got together to make the decision to move because life was very poor there, so we decided to move here and start a family. We had children, and it's been a year since my husband passed away. I was left alone with the children. I tried moving forward with them. My life had to change a lot. He and I were always very attached. At this moment, what we need most is to find a home for us to live in.
Did you think about going to Mexican consulate office? I said, oh yeah, that's right, huh? Because she's from Mexico. And then when I called them up, that's when they said, I don't care what kind of status they have, because we're here to help them. So when they say that, I feel very comfortable to bring her in.
Thank God for putting Tzu Chi in my path. They helped me so much. I'm very happy. I feel at peace. There are still people who want to help others. More places need help like Tzu Chi.
Buenas tardes.
We have envy of mom. The mom okay?
You could.
Yeah? The mom okay?
Why is she crying?
Yes, we have nurse here today, so yeah.
Muy bien, muchísimas gracias. And this is for your mother.
Oh.
Are you able to translate? It's a blessing for the family to have who you're blessing and wisdom. The most simple and ordinary life bring out inner peace and the most.
Tongde Home Economics and Commercial Vocational High School chairperson Xu Dexiang has been promoting healthy vegetarian food for many years. She even opened a vegetarian restaurant in Taichung with a chef who used to be a teacher in the school. Other assistants in the kitchen are also graduates of the school as she works to promote a vegetarian diet to the community.
Discussing this vegetarian menu, 74-year-old Xu Dexiang who is the Tongder Home Economics and Commercial Vocational High School chairperson, says she has been a vegetarian for 20 years. She says it has brought her good health and happiness.
心情比较容易平静，日子比较
My mood is more relaxed and calm. My days are happier, and most importantly, I'm in my 70s and don't have any chronic disease.
Ms. Xu wants to show more people the benefits of a vegetarian diet. A teacher in the school's food and beverage department followed her to become a chef in the restaurant, cooking delicious vegetables.
With fresh ingredients, we can use simple cooking techniques. This can allow the sweet taste of the food to come out.
The essence of this restaurant is to make customers forget that this is vegetarian food. In addition to this teacher, graduates have also come here to learn these cooking techniques. Now, almost every day, they serve vegetarian meals. Ms. Xu is committed to promoting this cause. She has a close relationship with Ziji, serving as a member in the Ziji Teachers Association. Is also a Ziji Honorary Board of Director.
She is very compassionate. Dharma Master Zheng Yan always stressed that we must make environmental protection a priority, and the best way is through a vegetarian diet.
If I earn $100 NT, I'll take out $2 NT. This is what I aim to do. If there's more profit, then I'll do more charity. This is my hope.
Opening this vegetarian restaurant to promote this concept to the public is her main goal, with a secondary goal of contributing profits to do more good deeds in the community.
Located on Provincial Highway No. 9, the Guanshan Tzu Hospital looks after the health of those in rural communities, especially the elderly population. Recently, the hospital has opened a C station as part of the government's long-term care program. A plaque was recently unveiled at the hospital as elders now have access to even more care and service.
Guanshan Ziji Hospital has established a C station providing care for elders. A special ceremony was recently held. The new designation will help elders better integrate with the hospital's medical resources, giving them an area with more activities.
We hope that our medical staff will be enthusiastic and active regarding our new C station certification. We hope that this can improve both the health and the happiness of elders.
At home, they can use something as simple as a towel to help them do exercise. These elders are learning many new exercises in this class, and later they can go home and do it on their own.
It's different than when I'm at home. I'm really happy. We're like children who enjoy being together, which makes us happy.
Frequent exercise and the chance to meet new friends are some of the benefits of this new center. Also, keeping healthy and happy is the best way to pass the days.
In Malaysia, Tzu volunteers in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor have set up a thrift shop in Surat Kembangan. They hope that the people who come to the thrift shop can learn to cherish resources. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.